Cletus McFarland just got blocked from racing at Talladega by NASCAR blocked most. Drivers will go quiet after something like that. Most drivers would slow down. Most drivers would disappear for a while, but not Cletus, because within days of being denied approval, he locked in one of the biggest business deals of his entire career. And here's the wild part: this deal might completely change how his entire racing operation runs from this point forward. But before this gets twisted, online let's clear one thing up immediately. Polaris announced a multi-year partnership with Cletus McFarland. Neither side has confirmed an official dollar figure, so when you hear multi-million-dollar deal floating around, understand that is speculation and industry buzz, not a confirmed number. Now, let us talk about why this matters. Cletus has been sitting right in the middle of one of the most heated debates in NASCAR. Right now, he was denied approval to race the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series event at Talladega on April 25th. Official reason: experience and safety concerns on a superspeedway. The same time, though, his name has never been bigger in the sport. He ran fourth in the ARC-A East race at Rockingham later that week, and he finished 32nd in his O'Reilly debut after a chaotic, rough day. But he still brought the car home, and that detail matters because instead of backing off after that setback, he did the exact opposite. He signed a massive Polaris partnership. He revealed bigger plans for future racing events, and he even surprised his Freedom factory team with a serious facility upgrade. For anyone somehow new to the story, Cletus McFarland, real name Garrett Mitchell, is a YouTube motorsports creator who built a massive audience around horsepower, chaos, burnout culture, Freedom Factory events, grassroots racing, and pure gearhead entertainment. By April 2026, he had over 4.6 million YouTube subscribers. That kind of reach is exactly why NASCAR, Richard Childress Racing, and now Polaris all want to be in his orbit. He is not just a content creator anymore. He is a brand. He is a promoter. He is a track owner. And he is a driver trying to push deeper into legitimate stock car racing. Now, let us go back to Talladega, because this is where things really heat up. And NASCAR reviewed his Rockingham performance and decided they want to see more progression before approving him for a superspeedway event in that series. John Probst made it clear McFarland is approved for ARCA all-truck races and O'Reilly short tracks, but not superspeedways in that series yet. Steve O'Donnell added that approvals are race by race, and NASCAR wants continued progression before moving him forward. That is the official stance. But here is why fans will not let this debate go. Every single week, established NASCAR drivers spin, crash, miss pit road, misjudge corners, and wreck each other. Yet, Cletus has one difficult day, and suddenly he is held back from the next step. That is what people are reacting to at Rockingham. Yes, he was loose at times. Yes, he finished 6 laps down. But he also completed the race. He did not take out half the field. And earlier that same day, he finished 4th in the ARCA East race. That is not domination, but is far from failure. Even NASCAR officials admit he is hugely popular and good for the sport, and the numbers back that up. The Rockingham O'Reilly race on the CW pulled a 0.65 rating and 1.165 million viewers. That was up 12% in rating and 11% in total audience compared to the same event a year earlier. Across the first 7 races of the season, the series averaged 1.282 million viewers, up 3.6% year over year. Did Cletus cause all that alone? No. But he is clearly part of a momentum wave NASCAR will be risky to ignore. Then came April 7th. Polaris officially announced a multi-year partnership with Cletus McFarland and his motorsports community. Announcement stated that Cletus and his team will be powered by Polaris across operations, content, and Freedom Factory experiences. Reed Wilson, president of Polaris Off-Road Vehicles, said Cletus brings energy, passion, and authenticity that represents American motorsports culture, and Cletus responded exactly how you would expect. He said Polaris fits perfectly into his world of freedom, horsepower, and having a good time. But this is bigger than a logo on a Firesit. Polaris is being woven into the entire Cletus ecosystem: operations, content, fan experiences, Freedom Factory activations, off-road builds, event infrastructure, Epper's business described it as opening the gates for deeper community experiences off-road extreme, called it Polaris stepping directly into the chaos of Freedom Factory to amplify builds, events, and hands-on fan involvement. This is not just sponsorship, this is integration. From a business perspective, the strategy is obvious. Cletus already has the audience. He already owns the facility. He already has a loyal fan culture that does not just watch day. Show up Freedom 500 Crown Vic Chaos Drag Event Shop Builds Track, live content, and now sanctioned racing. Polaris is not buying exposure. They are plugging into an ecosystem, and the impact was immediate. A YouTube launch video showed Cletus surprising the Freedom Factory team with a brand new Polaris off-road fleet. Reports confirm new Polaris equipment upgrading Freedom Factory operations in Florida. That means tools, infrastructure, event support vehicles, production, logistics. This was not theoretical. It started changing the operation instantly. And here is the part many people are missing. Polaris is not limiting. Cletus now have fingerprints on the full operation. The Freedom Factory crew, the property, vehicles, off-road content, fan experiences, marketing, activations, event presentation. It fits naturally, but it is still a major evolution for someone who built everything on independent chaos and personal brand identity. Meanwhile, the racing side keeps expanding. Short track scene reported that Cletus plans to add a pro late model division to his Crown Vic race events after purchasing a straight rail late model from Port City Race Cars. He wants to layer that into Freedom Factory weekends and continue expanding the event structure. This is not a side project anymore. He is building a multi-layered motorsports business that combines content creation, facility ownership, grassroots racing, off-road experiences, fan engagement, and eventually larger sanctioned racing opportunities. That is why the NASCAR storyline still matters. Yes, he got blocked from Talladega in the O'Reilly car, but the bigger picture, everything else is accelerating. Steve O'Donnell said progression is required race by race. John Probst emphasized they are not saying no forever. They just want to see more first. Richard Childress has publicly acknowledged the broader value Cletus brings to the sport, and now a major outside brand has reinforced that value with a multi-year partnership built around his entire ecosystem. So even if NASCAR slows him down in one lane, the rest of his career is speeding up in several others, and that is what makes this story different. Usually, when a driver gets denied for a race, momentum fades. With Cletus McFarland, momentum multiplies. This is boomdogo. This story is far from over.